Hey there and welcome back. Today we're going to do a Labor Day wedding makeup look as I am going to a wedding this Labor Day. I'm going to kind of show you the dress I'm going to be wearing. It's basically this kind of like that sailor pattern. I'm just going to put this over here, but I just wanted you to kind of see, I'm going to be wearing that with a red belt, I think. So I'm going to try to kind of play off of that like navy brown, navy blue. And maybe do like a red lip with it to kind of complement the look. I'm starting, of course, with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I found a palette that I had from Ulta from like years ago that I had never touched. It kind of a little bit reminds me of colors in that new Sephora Pro palette. It's just a lot of more of like cool colors. I'm going to first take the color in the buff and kind of put that across the eye with my Sigma E60. I like to kind of have a color that I can kind of use as like a base, even though this is kind of shimmery. I'm kind of just kind of pat that all the way across the eye just to kind of set that primer potion, eyeshadow primer down, and kind of just to set a base so all the colors go on evenly. Okay, and I'm going to stay like kind of in like the gold and blue family, so I'm going to go in next with Cafe Au Lait on an E70 shading brush. It's just basically like one shade darker. I'm going to start working that into my crease, kind of as a transition shade, just with windshield wiper motions. Okay, and then with the darker brown, the minx color, kind of just staying in this trio at first. Just keep that a little bit closer to the bottom of the crease. The other, the Cafe Au Lait color, I kind of brought up a little bit on my brow bone just because I have kind of more space on my eyes. But this darker brown will keep kind of closer to it. I'm going to take a little bit of this blue color. This is Sapphire, very appropriate. And I'm just going to work that into the crease a little bit as well, just to kind of use that to blend the colors together and start getting a little bit of that blue in there without going too overboard. I go into that Galaxy. It's like a really dark, like rocker gray. I'm just gonna very gently press that in and just tap that off to get any excess off. And I'm just gonna work that in the little tiny V here in the outer corner, because this really is, you know, such a silvery color, and we have so many bronzy shades. So I'm not sure. I don't want this to just clash here. Kind of patting this in the outer corner and just slightly blend that away just so it's a little bit more diffused, and then we'll build up a little bit more color. I'm going to take my Sigma E55 and kind of pack a little bit of that color Peacock and Organza. I'm going to start with Organza. It's kind of a lighter, more of almost like a little bit closer to like a lilac shade. It's actually next to some of those purples, but it's just a little bit more of a lighter shade. I'm going to pack that on the lid first, and then go in with that Peacock. And I'm also going to take a little bit of Gunmetal. And I definitely added some more of that that Galaxy color to make it a little bit more dark. I'm just kind of basically building here. Just while I have it in front of me, I'm going to take Ice Queen on a Sigma E30 just to highlight the brow bone. I am going to go back in and work on the lower lash line when we're done. Just while I'm here, I'm just going to highlight the top here. Okay, so just because it wasn't really giving the effect I wanted, I went over the It eyeliner with the NYX Epic Ink Liner in black and created a wing there. I feel like that kind of ties the look together a little bit more. For foundation, I'm first going to go over my skin with the Estee Edit Pore Vanishing Stick, or you can go over with whatever your favorite primer is. Okay, on a damp beauty blender, I'm going to put this No. 7 Stay Perfect foundation in. I have the colors Warm Sand and Cool Honey. I originally got Warm Sand, but I think it's just a little bit too dark for me. I saw this recommended as a foundation that's really good for oily skin. I've just started trying it, but so far I do feel like the longevity with oily skin is definitely there. I'm gonna first go in with the Cool Honey color across my skin. This one I haven't really worked with very much so far, so I'll probably do more of like a full like foundation comparison review video coming up. But for right now, I do feel like it definitely has buildable coverage. It's a little bit more of a medium coverage on just one application. It probably takes 2, maybe 3 for really full coverage, but it does seem to be lasting well throughout the day. Okay, so once you have that worked into the skin and down the neck, you'll notice like it's a little bit more like luminous and dewy at first, but your skin will look like so gorgeous. But of course we'll go back in and powder it down just so it doesn't move throughout the day, especially for the wedding I'm going to be at. I'm sure we'll be dancing and whatnot. For concealer, this is the first time I'm trying the Tarte Shape Tape. I know there is like so much hype on YouTube about this product. I just kind of felt like, is it really worth spending $25 on a concealer? Like I'd kind of rather spend my money on a foundation, personally, just because of my skin, but I figured it was probably time I tried it. And I will be doing like a more of a full like concealer comparison video coming up. So I got the shade light medium. I'm just gonna put that under the eyes. I do like the kind of like fat doe applicator here because I feel like that makes it easier for putting it on. I probably even could have gone one shade lighter. I'm just gonna start under my eyes just to see how thick it is, because I know with some of the thicker concealers, I tend to break out if I put it everywhere. Okay, so it is really full coverage. Oh wow, okay. Well, now I see what the hype is all about. It blends in really nice to the skin, and it kind of makes it look like real skin underneath, but it's really full coverage. Oh my gosh, actually that is beautiful. Okay, maybe I was being a little bit too like hipstery and not wanting to try the trendy makeup, but oh my god, this is really beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm officially a convert because that is beautiful on the skin, and maybe it just looks even nicer too with that number 7, but that looks really, really nice. Now, the real test though will be to see if it lasts all day. And just while we're talking, I'm gonna put a little bit just on the places that I would highlight. We'll use this as a highlight as well. Now, it doesn't feel too thick on the skin, so I'm hoping it doesn't make me break out, but I'll let you know in a few days, or in my next video. Let's powder at least set our place that we highlighted with the Cover FX translucent setting powder. I am like getting towards the end of this one, and I have not decided yet whether I'm going to go back to the Laura Mercier or if I'm going to stick with this one. I kind of liked this one better, but now that I've changed so many other foundation and concealer products that I've used, I kind of want to go back to the Laura Mercier and see how it looks with these new products. Let's go back in and brighten up our inner corner with that same Ice Queen color on the Sigma E30 pencil brush. I'm just going to tap off a little bit of the excess and just brighten up that inner corner. Okay, so I definitely want to smoke out underneath the eyes to make it really kind of match. I am going to put a little bit of the Cafe au Lait under there first, kind of as I did as a transition shade, and that's going to go a little bit lower and kind of blend out. Okay, and then now I'm going to go in with some of the blues. Let's go in with a little bit of the sapphire color first. And then just kind of in the outer portion underneath the eye, we'll go in with the Galaxy color. So I'm looking at the coloring, and I feel like that should be gunmetal, not, because I feel like gunmetal, I think of that like really like dark, kind of gray, metally color. Okay, so I've taken the winged eyeliner off, and I'm just kind of using what's a little bit left of the concealer on my beauty blender to kind of create a little bit of like a wing with the eyeshadow, so that kind of creates that upward lift. But I think this looks so much better without the wing. Let's go in with some contour and kind of bronze up the face a little bit. I'm gonna take my Sephora contour palette. And let's see, let's take a Luxie 660 precision brush and go in with the middle contour shade. And I'm going to take my Sigma E40 tapered blending brush and just do a little bit of nose contour as well. I don't want to do anything too severe on the rest of the face just because this is such a bold eye. I'm also going to just take a little bit of the banana powder, or the yellow shade in the contour palette just under the eyes, just to brighten up a teensy bit more. Not that we even need it, but just because we do have a lot of under eye shadow, this will kind of sweep away any fallout also. Okay, because we have such a strong eye, I'm going to go with kind of a more muted blush. I have my Pacifica Wild Rose. This is just kind of like for me, it's like kind of my natural flush color, so whatever your natural color is. All right, and just because I'm trying to hold on to my tan as long as possible, I'm going to go in also with the NYX Matte Bronzer just to add a little bit more bronze in the places that I lost it from the foundation. So right now my body is still fairly tan, so I'm still trying to hold on to that. It's a little bit down the center of the nose. Okay, before I go in and do brows, I'm gonna do a little bit of highlight. I have the Carly Bible, her first palette, but I believe this highlight shade is in her new palette as well. It's kind of this middle champagne one. It doesn't necessarily look really shimmery just like looking at it, but like if you swatch it, it's kind of more of a like a champagne with almost like a little bit of a pinky undertone. I'm just gonna see what that looks like on the cheekbone, top of the cheekbones. Oh, that looks really pretty. Because I didn't want to go with like a super gold highlight, just because of the bronze. A little bit down the center of the nose and the Cupid's bow. Okay, for the brows, I'm just going to first, of course, brush through with a spoolie, and I'm going to use that same Maybelline Fill and Define Brow Duo, just using more of the crayon liner end instead of the powder. I'm just going to fill in my brows. Nothing too super bold, but just enough so that they look a little bit more defined so they don't kind of get muted out with the rest of the makeup. Just using short strokes. Okay, so once those are filled in and brushed through, I'm going to set them with the Estee Lauder Clear Brow Gel, or really any clear brow gel will do. Okay, so I totally forgot to do my waterline. I'm just going to put a little bit of this Ulta dual-ended eyeliner pencil in my waterline. And I've just put the tiniest amount of that underneath on my lower lash line as well. So I put it in the waterline and then on the lower lash line. And I'm just buffing that out and just put a very, very small amount because obviously those pencils don't blend out as well. For lashes, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, or you can use whatever eyeliner is your favorite. I just would suggest using something that's really like thick and kind of a little bit more of like a chunky full mascara. You know, just one that makes your lashes really thin. Probably wouldn't really fit this look. Okay, so now that I have mascara on, I feel like that really like anchors the eye look, and it is like so dark and smoky. I really, really like it. I really have not done a dark smoky eye like this in so long, and I think it's gonna really pair with kind of that summery daytime dress with this like really dark smoky eye. I think is gonna really like take it to night. However, I was thinking about a red lip originally, and I think it's just too bold. So I think I'm just gonna stick with my Maybelline, oh goodness, what is this? The Maybelline In Stain in the color Loyalist 05. It's just a really nude pink. Okay, for setting spray, I'm going to use the NYX Matte Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. I'm going to spray this on and then have a really kind of funny story about it. Okay, so this is my first time using this. I literally just took it out of the box a minute ago, but I had to pick this up. I saw a review that was like recopied and posted into one of like the like female reporter newscaster groups that I'm in on Facebook, and someone had reviewed that this is like so crazy, but they actually had like gotten into a car accident and were out in the rain outside after the accident, in the ambulance, in the hospital, and when they got home, they said their makeup was still on. So as much as that's like a obviously horrible thing to hear from someone, I feel like that is an insane review for the setting spray. So I just felt like after that review, I absolutely had to try it. So this is the completed Labor Day makeup look. It's definitely more grungy look than I've done before, and I hope you're able to recreate it, and I hope you have a great weekend and are able to use this makeup look. I will talk to you all soon. Please like and subscribe.